I, as a user on Facebook, share a news article and it shows up on my friend's feed, that will lead to them getting paid for that. Today in News Tech, Facebook makes deal with French publishers to pay for links to news stories. According to APnews.com, Facebook has struck a deal with a group of 300 French publishers to, quote, pay for links to news stories that are shared by people on the social network. Financial terms were not disclosed. The licensing agreement, known as Neighboring Rights, is part of the Facebook Journalism Project. According to the announcement, the agreement means that, quote, people on Facebook will be able to continue uploading and sharing news stories freely amongst their communities, whilst also ensuring that the copyright of our publishing partners is protected. Many authorities across Europe are pushing to force Facebook and other social media companies to pay publishers for content on their platform. Facebook's product is the newsfeed, and as we've recently reported, 30% of US adults access their news on Facebook. The company knows that much of its value comes from these links. Even just the headline, featured image, and teaser are valuable content. Facebook also announced the launch of a French version of Facebook News in January. According to the post on the Facebook Journalism Project page, the goal is to give people a dedicated space to access content from trusted and reputable news sources. This brings up two big questions in our minds. How will this affect small newspaper publishers in France? And could this serve as a model for legislation in the US? Leave us your thoughts in the comments below. This is the latest. Anyone hear this already? Did you guys see this headline by any chance before hearing it today?
I think I'd seen it somewhere in the last day or so.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw a reference, but I didn't go into it.
So it's Europe that's kind of leading, Australia, specifically France, I think just more anti-big tech than the rest of Europe. I don't know. It's going to be interesting how it falls out there, but I think it's going to start there. As I said in the video, the product is the news feed. Ads are right above and below these articles. People are looking at the articles. That's why they're there, and they're seeing these sponsored posts, which we do, by the way, and we take advantage of Facebook advertising because it is very effective. You know, you're right in line with the content that they're kind of subscribed to based on their history or the things that they've liked.
Definitely worth watching.
I just have a few questions about what it means for Facebook as a business, because a lot of the legal protections Facebook has is because it is a platform where people post their own content. And this almost puts Facebook in the role of a publisher.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that really changes their responsibility in what's going on to the website.
I think it just brings it more to light. I mean, really, as we keep saying, they've always really been a publisher. They've kind of tried to put themselves in their own category. They've really invented the term platform. I mean, that was not a term that people used. We call ourselves Our Hometown WordPress platform because it's the same kind of concept there, but theirs is completely different. They've had a different model from the beginning. It's been free for the users. They don't fit into any of the normal boxes right now. This is why they're resisting it, I'm sure. It is going to make them look more and more like a publisher. They're not really deciding what goes up there, but they're making money off of it. And then they're treating these news organizations as stringers, kind of, or like freelancers. Now, they'll give them a cut. It's interesting. I mean, I've thought about that type of a model for a newspaper. Would there be some way to look at the statistics of an article and, automatically give bonuses to certain writers or authors at the paper, the ones that are the most popular, just to kind of align those interests? But I have no idea how this is going to play out, what kind of timeline we're looking at, but I thought it was interesting and worth watching. Thanks for watching Today in News Tech, the podcast covering innovation in digital journalism. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and subscribe on YouTube or any of your favorite podcast apps. We'll see you tomorrow.
At Our Hometown, we help newspapers build WordPress websites, design native apps, and develop digital subscription models. If you are interested in a free prototype of your publication on WordPress, go to ourhometown.com and click the Contact Us button.